want to do? I, you know what? We can get Genius out the way.
I was thinking that.
We get Genius out the way. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Kanye fan at this point. In 2022. However, I can say that when he first came out with College Dropout, that CD, that's a certified classic CD. Like that's one thing you can't take away from him. And when it came out, I was in that. That came out right around that time. I was like floating, like thinking about joining the military. I think I ended up working at the post office, like when it came out. One of the 50 jobs I've had in my life. But and I remember just casing mail. Like when you get mail in the post office, they just throw buckets of mail like right at your desk, and so you have to sit there and just case the mail like in alignment of the route. And it's man, that's like the most mind-numbing, tedious,
Yes.
fucking just kill me now type of jobs. That was the worst part. The best part was actually going out and like putting the mail in the thing. That was always fun, but you had to get there. And I remember just putting my headphones on and just vibing out to that CD. I think Spaceship was probably like the one song I had on repeat in there. It was like I've been working this slave shift and I ain't made shit. I just wish I could get in this spaceship and fly. It hit me. It just hit me in my heart right then. I'm just sitting there, just mountain of mail, and I'm just like, oh my God, man, I gotta do this shit. And like Jesus Walks, you know, that was I hadn't heard nothing quite like that before, from a hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying? And a bunch of other songs on there, man. Slow jams, just a bunch of them. And the first movie, because this thing is like an hour and a half long. Each episode is like an hour and a half long. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna say,
we watched 3 movies.
yeah, honestly. So the first movie was it's like I didn't think we would get that kind of footage of Kanye, like just young and hungry Kanye, like just trying to make it. It was the first one to me is definitely the best one, like by far. It just because I think we can relate to that one more so of like being a creator and knowing no one in the world gives a shit about what you're creating or what you're trying to put out, but you have something, like you have something you want to get out there, something you want to say, and just having to find the belief like in yourself and to have the focus to just kind of drill through all the naysaying and all the bullshit and still find a way to be you and put yours out, the way you want to do it. That was good. That was inspiring. And just seeing Ye, because it started with him in Chicago, just making beats for local rappers, right? And then and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe like this random guy saw Kanye when he was like 19 or 20 or something, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a documentary about you." I was like, "Man, what is this? This can't be real." you
Yeah,
know?
it's all real footage. So
Yeah, it's legit footage. I'm like, this is how you talk about hitting the lottery, bro. What are the chances of that? Like, there's how many like niggas out here who's like a rapper, random niggas out here, right? And you just happen to nail the one dude who's gonna be like that transcendent in the hip hop is just crazy, bro. But yeah, and like just going through his journey, seeing his journey, even up to like making the songs on College Dropout and him shopping it around to like different people and them just hearing it and just being like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's actually that's damn, you made that. Like seeing that reaction was really cool, especially seeing him walk around the Rockefeller Studios
Mhm.
and he's playing like All Falls Down and like this is one of these amazing songs that to this day is just it's insane how poignant and how good that damn song is, right? And he's just sitting there playing it to random people, and they just kind of giving them the 1,000 yard stare, like, okay, why are you in my office right now? Like playing music. It's just it's insane. Like to think that he's rapping all falls down, like which is one of the reasons people call Kanye a genius. And people are just sitting there, just like, yeah, oh, okay, please leave my office. It's crazy to me. It's like, dog, he has a gold mine right there. Like he just has a gold mine and nobody's trying to hear it. It's, that's wild. But yeah, what did you think about it?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know dick about Kanye, bro. Like I know nothing. I know all of the lights and no church in a while. That's me. With
That's
the,
it.
yes,
That's
that's
it.
that is it, bro. I don't know
Oh
Kanye.
my god.
Yeah, I dog. I'm telling you, I was in when I was in high school. They did all of the lights for a pep rally, and there was a dude there that did a drum solo to it, and like he killed the solo. And I was like, damn, I don't know what song this is, but I want to hear this. I know I'm not gonna get the drum solo, but it just made me love the song because the marching band did the song, and then he comes in with this
Yeah.
badass solo. So I went and listened to it, and I if there's any indication of the two Kanye songs I've heard, I'm 2 for 2. So I'm pretty sure that I would like most of the stuff that he puts out if I ever sat down and listened to it. But I'm not a huge hip hop guy, and I don't like playing catch up. So when you're like 6 albums in, 7 albums in, or whatever, and I wasn't there for none of it, I just miss you as an artist. I'm never gonna catch up with you. So I was watching it strictly from the eyes of well, let me see what this is about. Nothing got contextualized for me or anything like that because I didn't have anything to contextualize. I know he said some wild stuff, in years prior. I know that he can be a controversial figure, but I've never really paid super close attention to all of that. I remember the I'm running for president shit that he
Yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
and
See,
slavery was a choice. I remember that.
yeah, yeah, that's yeah, those are one of the reasons. Those are some of the reasons why I'm not rocking with Kanye in 2022. However, Kanye in 2004, 2005 was crazy because I remember I've always been in the hip hop. I think that's established at this point, right? So yeah, I remember when Through the Wire came out. Like it was insane, bro. Like you mean to tell me, and because you could hear like he broke his jaw, and you
Mhm.
can hear him like rapping with his mouth wired shut, and he's just spitting bars or whatnot. I was like, oh, that is crazy. And the beat was insane. Like how we flipped that Shaka Khan beat was crazy. And like, yeah, the whole thing come together. Like he's on Rockefeller now. No, you see that at the end of the video. It was massive. It was everywhere. Every damn where. Like it hit pretty hard. Um and yeah, I would say Kanye's discography for me, okay, I would say definitely check out College Dropout, Late Registration, and then you probably good for My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Because I think for most people, most hip hop heads would say My Dark Twisted Fantasy is his best, like album. But for me, it's always gonna be College Dropout. It was too many it was too many songs that resonated with me, like an average weird nerdy black dude, and that's what his appeal was too. Like he's the reason why the term backpacker exists, because it was like the hip hop nerds, like the nerdy kid, the kids that's not out in the streets, the kids that's not the thugs that are in the hip hop, that was kind of his lane, because he came out with the backpack and the pink polo back in the era when like everybody was a super killer, and they're gonna sell you drugs and then shoot you and then take your girl.
Oh my
You know,
god.
yeah, that still is the era. The thing, what one of the things I cannot stand about hip hop is every nigga says the same damn thing. They've been saying the same thing for like 30 years now. I'm gonna sell you drugs. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna take your girl. You can know if you go to any hip hop station, like 8 out of 10 songs, it'll be the same shit. I'm gonna sell drugs. Check. I'm gonna shoot you, nigga. Check. Nigga, I'm gonna steal your girl. Yeah, all right, there we go. Next, we hit the trifecta.
Well, I
But
don't smoke, and I'm depressed, and I don't got no girl. So, what you gonna do to me, nigga? Like,
I guess I'm just gonna shoot you. They don't. That's not in the rule book. Excuse me. He's not in the rule book. I don't know how to handle this.
oh, okay, wait. I mean, all I got to say is, if you gonna shoot me, you better pray to God you don't miss. I promise you, bro.
Oh,
I
these niggas
promise.
missing. They ain't about it like that. They gonna miss you. Don't worry about it. But but yeah, that I would. That's my main takeaway from like the first one is my favorite. So you don't know that you don't know about Mace, right? Mace, with Puff back in. No, you don't know.
I know Puff Daddy is allegedly a piece of shit, but
Wow,
like
why is he a piece of? Wait, what did he do? He most likely is. I just don't know.
I heard
Right.
he did like a lot of. This is what I heard. I heard he did like a lot of people foul on like their contracts or whatever. Like he's like really
Oh
sleazy
yeah.
kind of shit.
Well, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
no, but that's all I know about it. And that he was in the Raising the Sun movie. But outside of that, I don't know anything about him.
I mean, I don't that honestly that don't make him a piece of shit. That just makes him a great businessman.
Makes him an asshole, bro. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't
I
side
don't.
with the one percenters.
I'm not sure. I have no horse in this race. I'm just saying that just makes him a good businessman. That's all that means.
Rip things, bro.
But because I mean, if you're ripping people off of their money, then you're doing good business. That's the whole purpose of business is to make as much money as you can, despite what anybody else has done or is doing for you. But yeah,
If a
no, it was just
documentary comes out, hold on, real quick. If a documentary comes out about our come up and there's a chapter where he fucks me out of a whole lot of money, this clip. I want y'all to play this clip so you know that I didn't do it. If we ever go our separate ways, he was the asshole, not me.
it's not personal, baby. It's business. Know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
word. Okay. All right, bet. Maybe I should get out now.
But I don't think I'm that foul.
Oh boy.
Nah, but no, it was just like seeing all that footage from like back in the day. Like Mace, he said Mace was 20 years old back in '98, which is mind-boggling to me because he was like he had hit after hit after hit back in '98. You remember Mace? Can't nobody hold me down. Can't nobody hold me down. Can't nobody. What's that? He got a whole Harlem World. You remember that?
I'm not that guy, man. I'm not that
Damn,
guy.
damn. Okay, I didn't know Ye had a rap group. That was crazy. I had no idea he had his own rap crew back then. And it's been an old joke about like Kanye like vibing out when he's like cooking up a beat or something like that. Like his vibe out game is crazy. He's always cooking something and he's like like damn that beat must be hard as hell, man. That was fun. I always laugh whenever they was like yay like like cooking up a beat.
I gotta say though, personally, and this is just me, I feel like it ran out of steam by the end. Like the third episode, or the third movie, whatever, that one was it took some
I
effort for me
hated
to
it.
get through.
Yeah.
I don't the
I
time, I guess.
I hated it. I'll say the second one was really telling because it showed like him losing his mom and like you can tell just from the outside, just being a passive observant, you can tell like losing his mom had a catastrophic toll on him because like Ye was born kind of no, Yeezy was born like out of that out of that whole era. That's when he had the Taylor Swift incident, and he just was just like going. I think the first marker was when like the George Bush don't care about black people thing was probably him testing the water or something to see like just how far can I go, just how far can I go with this. But
Why
yeah,
is
it
that
was.
controversial?
I, I, I don't. I mean, it's a thing of like, yeah, he needs it because I think we were talking about this a couple of days ago. Like, you know, he goes whenever he goes too far because he's which he kind of is right now. Like right as we speak, he's going too far with this whole like his ex-wife situation,
Mhm.
and in a couple of days or a week, I'm telling you, he's gonna pull out the mental health card or he's gonna pull out the black card. Like that's what he do. You know what I'm saying? And as I think without having, because he might be one of those people like he's rich as hell, he's famous as hell.
Mhm.
What you gonna tell Kanye? you know, what you gonna tell him? Honestly, like he could have like the guy who was doing the documentary is like
Mhm.
one of his close friends, and he ain't listening. He ain't listening to that nigga. Like if you tell him like, yo, that ain't cool or whatever, whatever, you think like yeah, honestly would like heed his advice or whatever.
Probably not.
Yeah, know what I'm saying? So I mean, but I will say like the third one, it was like I kind of see him as like this kind of lost, hurt child almost, with just all the money in the world. So you can just kind of roam the earth as this
Mhm.
kind of like really hurt, grieving child almost, because he was talking to his dad and his dad is just going through the motions. Dad just going through the motions with him. There's nothing you could tell just through the phone call. There's nothing really there. You know what I mean? And
Write your speech next time, son.
yeah, it's just so he's looking for the warmth and the guidance maybe that his mom would could give him, and that's the only person he probably would listen to or heed. And yeah, he's just grieving that, and so he just whatever hits his brain, he's just gonna go with. Oh yeah, slavery was a choice. It's just like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, yeah, this Trump hat gives me superpowers. Like,
Oh, okay.
okay, man. But yeah, I don't know what you think about it. What did you take away from it?
I mean, it was a nicely shot documentary. It was edited well. It was an interesting story. Um, but like, I mean, I'm not gonna watch it again. You know what I mean? Like, I know now. I know the story. It's not documentaries aren't typically something I rewatch anyway. In terms of like, does it get a recommendation? I mean, if you care about Kanye, sure, absolutely. Or even if you just want to watch a particularly interesting documentary, you don't necessarily have a stake in Kanye. I would say that it's really professionally well done. It's
Yeah,
um, but I don't know. It's hard because it was definitely one of those things that like even going into it, I was like, I'm sure there's an interesting story in here, but I don't know anything about Kanye West, and I don't particularly personally care about Kanye West. And after I was done, I didn't feel like it didn't have the straight out of Compton effect on me. When I saw that movie, even though I didn't know anything about the group, the first thing I did was go and listen to all their music that I could get my hands on. Um, I didn't do that with this. I didn't feel compelled to do that with this. Now, granted, this was just strictly a documentary. It was footage that was spliced together. Straight Outta Compton was actually a movie,
right,
so
right, yeah.
maybe if they did that, maybe it would have a different effect. But it's not bad.
Yeah, I think this was probably better than if we got like like the Kanye movie that comes out might not be, well, it definitely won't be as in depth as this, you know.
True.
So I don't know, the Ye movie probably would be fire, but I don't know, this one, this one, the first episode, I loved it. Like just as a hip hop fan, like seeing like a young Ye that nobody knew about, and he's just hungry, trying to come up, and he keeps telling everybody, like, like I'm the one, I'm special, I'm the genius, I'm gonna change everything, and everybody just being like, yeah, 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 okay, nigga, yeah, we got you. That was interesting, and also just like just seeing it from the eyes of a creator or someone who's trying to like be creative was just it was eye opening, man. It was good, man. That was something a little special. It's just like keep going, like take that belief in yourself and belief of what you're trying to create, what you're trying to do, and just go conquer the world with it. Like it gave me that kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, we could do this. We could do this. We got this type of vibe. And just as a hip hop fan, just watching the creation of one of the greatest albums ever um was dope. So yeah, it didn't compel you to go and check out College Dropout. None of that. It
Not,
didn't.
not really. I mean, it's just because I don't. I'm old enough to know that there's a story behind the story, right? Like I'm not shocked that there's depth to the guy. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't sitting there like,
Yeah.
oh, who would have thought that he was a person? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, um,
Right. He
so
has feelings and aspirations. Who
yeah,
knew?
for real, like it's shocker. So I didn't. I was a lot younger when Compton came out, so I had that kind of like, oh, there's another side to life kind of epiphany. Didn't really have that this time around,
Okay.
so that plays into it. Now that being said, I will say I was intrigued because I always forget how quote unquote small these circles actually are. Like I would see one of the clips that was cut together, and like Wood Harris is in the shot, and they're
Yeah.
just chilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
holy shit! Like you hung out with Wood Harris. That's
Yeah.
it's crazy. And so I like, but a lot of that stuff is in the first episode. I like seeing stuff like that just to see, you know, the world and the fact that these people know these other people. Wood Harris is on his own journey, and there's a shot with Common, and Common has his own thing going on or whatever.
Yeah.
And all of these influential people at some point in time show up as background characters for someone else's story. Um, not knowing that they're in the presence of who is one day gonna be. It's like one day I'm gonna be Wood Harris. Like I'm not yet, but one day I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a
Right.
household name.
Right.
And here I am sitting next to Kanye, who's one day gonna be Yeezy. Like, it's like, but did you know it at the time? And probably not. It's cool.
Yeah. I think and that's what yeah. So if you're not really into hip hop, you probably wouldn't know that it's kind of a small, tight-knit community. Like everybody kind of knows that's why there's so many features on everybody's like albums, because everybody kind of they know a guy who knows a guy of the person, right? And they all have to like tour or whatever, and they all need beats, so they all go like hit up the same DJs and whatnot. So yeah, it is like behind the scenes, hip hop is like a really kind of like small, like kind of close community where like all the superstars in it have definitely like made music and hung out with each other. You know what I'm saying? On like and know each other like pretty regularly. And if you follow any like hip hop blogs or like podcasts and stuff, yeah, you kind of get that message like pretty clearly. Like, yeah, these all these dudes kind of know each other pretty well at a certain level. And also like seeing like all going back to 98 with a lot of this stuff and seeing like all these like John Legend and like all these people like when they were nobodies and like struggling trying to get like music made and heard and put out there is really fascinating, man. I loved it. And it is like kind of it's noteworthy in like hip hop. Like this I think this documentary will go down as like one of the moments in hip hop. It is really that deep and that dope. Like especially the first two the first two episodes, movies really, were like that. And because it's interesting seeing like his relationship with Jay-Z too, like the behind the scenes with Jay. Because I would have thought they were kind of like this or whatever. But no, they are not they are not that tight. There was a scene in there where they were at a party or whatever, and this is after like Kanye had like produced like mega hits for Jay Z. You've heard of Jay Izzo, right? H to the Izzo, G to
Yeah.
the Izzy. Yeah, so that's one of the ones that Kanye, the beats Kanye made for Jay. And so like you would think that they would be like that tight, but they were at a party and this is like after all of that was made, and they just in passing, like he's just kind of passing, I just kept it moving. I was
Keep it
like,
moving. Yeah.
damn, bro, that's wild. Like I thought they were like way tighter than that. Because the parents just make it seem like they're way tighter than, but I yeah, apparently not. But yeah, man, what's your score? What you giving it?
4 out of 5 for quality. 1 out of 5 for replay value.
I'm shit. I'll give it a 5. I feel like I'm being too generous though. But I will say the first episode is yeah, it was the best one to me. The second one was very eye-opening. Just seeing like how the what's happening behind the scenes kind of, because even with that like the guy who had the footage Cootie, like he even says in the thing like there's a gap of time where I wasn't around him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what, and it's kind of telling that none of like the Kardashians is in this either, right? Because if he was around in that era, like I'm pretty sure he'd had the footage, but they didn't have none of his old folks from Chicago like around do in that era. You know what I'm saying? That's when a lot of the fuck shit was was going on. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with a 5. I'm gonna stick with a 5. It was incredible. I can care less about the third episode because it's just watching a crazy person just in his element, pretty much. It's just, and I gotta commend his boy for like, so like when Kanye was starting to talk that crazy shit, like he just cut the camera off. He just said, "Yeah, we're not doing this. So let me try and protect my boy." Because I imagine the stuff that he left out.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the shit we really want to see. But he gonna protect his boy. He gonna ride for his boy. So I'm not mad at that. So okay, a 9 out of 10. It's not bad.
I'm just saying it personally.